He's the Mavericks head coach, Jason Kidd, back on the program. Before we get to you, Jace, let me go around the room. If he didn't go to Cal game, where would Jason Kidd have gone to college? Todd, I'll start with you.
The Arizona State Sun Devils.
Okay. Dylan.
UCLA.
Marvin.
Kansas.
Paul.
Kentucky.
I'm going to say the Kansas Jayhawks.
You are right, DP.
Yep. You were going to Kansas?
I was going to Kansas.
How did you tell? Who was was Roy Williams there?
Yeah, Roy was there. At the 8th grade, I went to the KU basketball camp. So Larry Brown was the coach. Danny Manny, they had just won the national championship. And so that's when I was introduced to KU. And that's where I was going to go until I made the decision to stay home and to go to Cal.
And I remember you played a game in Allen Fieldhouse.
We did. We lost. The fall got us. But what a great atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
When you talk just the fans, they definitely have home court. But that's, my dad was from there. So at the age of 12, 13, I went to basketball camp. And I was playing with the 8th graders. And then during camp, they asked me, would I go and play with the high school kids? And I was all excited, thinking I was going to be playing in Allen Fieldhouse. And unfortunately, they took me down the street, and I was a little upset that we were leaving the main court. And so I wish I was staying with the 8th graders. But that's when I was introduced to playing with the high school kids.
Okay. Would you rather have your career or Cooper Flagg's career moving forward?
Oh, I'm going to take Cooper Flagg's career.
Wait, you're a Hall of Famer.
Oh, he's going to be one too. He's special. When you talk about being drafted at the age of 18 and now being 19, but just the way he carries himself, on and off the floor, his parents have done an incredible job of keeping him humble and hungry. And so I think his career is going to be way better than mine.
When did you know that, okay, he's real?
I asked two future Hall of Famers, Curry and LeBron, because he participated with Team USA. And so I wanted to know the truth. And so I went to those two and asked them, can Cooper play? And they both said that he's very special. And so talking to Cooper, I had him over for dinner, and I said, hey, when you were at Team USA, who were the hardest to guard? And he brought up Curry and LeBron. And so I was just like, yeah, those two are hard to guard. But he goes, they just knew exactly what was going to happen before it happened. And I said, that just takes time. But those two are the ones that stood out. He said those were the hardest to guard. And I asked those two about Cooper, and they said that he's very special. And I thought, listening to those guys, but once I gave him the ball, early on, I knew that this young man was going to do something special.
I think I was critical of you that you had him at point guard to start. And I thought he hadn't played point guard. And I thought, wow, he's going to be the leader of the team. And now you're going to make him a point guard. And I don't know if he struggled a little bit there as a point guard. But when did you know that he could actually be a point forward or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, I think when you look at, sometimes we get caught up in the titles, point guard, point forward. It becomes basketball. Can you bring the ball up? Can you make plays, decision making? And I thought for him, you could see that he understood the game at a very high level at the age of 18. But understand guys were going to target him and pick him up full court. And so we wanted to kind of look at speeding up the process. If there's a big game coming in the future, playoffs or play-in, will we have another ball handler if they took the ball out of Kai's hand? And so we were trying to think a little bit of ahead, and it worked out. And it's all right to be critical of someone's decision, but I think it helped the process for next season and years to come that we can rely on him getting us in the offense.
You can have Cooper Flagg or Victor Wembanyama.
Can I have both?
No, you had to tank earlier, to get Wemby. A couple of
Oh,
years
that was
early. Yeah. Who does he remind you of?
Oof. He, you know, Kareem a little bit. A young Kareem at UCLA, being so dominant, um, doesn't have the skyhook, but just the athleticism, understands the game. Again, when you talk about these young players, their IQ of understanding how to play the game, and he's one that's playing the game at a very high level, shoots the three, puts the ball on the floor, doesn't have to jump to dunk, and doesn't have to jump to block shots. And so just understanding he's special. And I think the league with these young stars are in great hands.
Has OKC morphed into being a dynasty?
This season, this playoff run, will be able to answer that question. If they are the last team standing, I would say yes.
How good are they? Like, we always love to go, oh, they as good as the Bulls here, or the Celtics here, or the Lakers here. Is OKC in that conversation if they win another
Yeah,
title?
I think if they win another title, they're in that San Antonio Spurs type dynasty. Again, simple, not flashy. Um, plays they play both sides of the ball, defensively and offensively, and then they have a star, and the star is about the team. And so I would look at them more in that San Antonio dynasty.
Talking to Jason Kidd, the Hall of Famer, Mavs head coach. You were with the Lakers 2 years as an assistant coach?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your favorite memory of Kobe?
Oh, favorite memory of Kobe. I think playing with him on Team USA. Um, that was, to be able to be with him for, 2 months, and playing the game, being able to see him compete in practice and the way he just went about his business was special. The other memory I have is not so good because I had blonde hair, and I think he made a jump shot at the free throw line over me. I thought I contested it, but I was coming down and he was still up there. So just the competition. He loved going against the best. He wasn't afraid, and he was the ultimate winner.
But you were there. I mean, you played against everybody. Was Kobe talking trash?
Kobe, if you got on his nerves or you were going to talk to him, he was going to talk back. A lot of times, for me, it wasn't to talk to the stars. I wasn't going to try to get them motivated. I wanted them to kind of like just go through their routine and get their average and go home. But if you were going to talk trash, he wasn't going to back down, and then he would let you have it. So I tried to go the opposite way. Just say hi and see you next time.
You got in the league at peak Jordan, 94?
Yes, sir. He's special. Being able to play against MJ, again, the best to ever do it. The one thing I always tell people about MJ is when you bought a ticket that you were going to leave there very impressed and not disappointed. And so, if you were at the Garden or, in Boston, if you were at Golden State, he always performed at a very high level. And so I don't know if people really understood, the performance that he did on a nightly basis. When you paid, you were entertained. He always did something special. And so I always thought he was the best at his job.
We had Jamal Crawford on yesterday. We're talking about handles, who had the best handle. And he talked about Kyrie. We talked about a variety of players with great handles. Tim Hardaway. He talked about guys who had a handle in the box. Like Hardaway was in the box, where other guys have. Iverson had a handle that was outside the box. Who, if you're giving me the Mount Rushmore of best ball handlers? Who would you put up there?
Isaiah Thomas, Detroit, Isaiah, Kyrie. I'm gonna give you one that a lot of people don't talk about is Rod Strickland.
Ooh.
Stricky was, his handle and his finishing was incredible. Um, I'm gonna go with Steve Nash. Nash was in the box. He only dribbled it twice, but because he was always passing it. But I thought his handles were tight too. And then Jamal Crawford, even though he could get outside the box, he can embarrass you inside the box too. So um, I think that's Mount Rushmore for me. But the Isaiah and Kai are the best that I've seen.
What were the battles like when you're with Phoenix? You're there, Kevin Johnson's there, Steve Nash is there. So you got 3 Hall of Fame point guards there. What was practice like?
It was great because me and Nash got to practice all the time because Kevin was on the sideline reading the newspaper.
Wait, he didn't practice?
Yeah, he practiced. He was a vet, so he would practice when he wanted to, but me and Nash got most of the reps.
But imagine you got 3. Did you guys know that Nash could play?
Yes, Nash is a gym rat. I knew Nash could play when I was at Cal in Santa Clara. We would have battles. And so understanding Nash's competitiveness, his work ethic is like no other. He's a gym rat. And so for both of us to come off the bench behind Kevin, we got to learn the game. But I knew once Nash got the opportunity to run his team, he was going to be elite. And he was a 2-time MVP and Hall of Famer. But we did have to come off the bench, and sometimes our minutes were cut because of Kevin.
You got credit for inventing you're jumping out of bounds and calling it timeout, but they don't allow that anymore, right?
They banned it. Yeah, they banned that. I don't know why.
Okay, how did you come up with that?
I looked at it as just having an extra possession, and I don't know if the coach really liked me, burning a timeout, but I felt, a lot of times that the possession was important and it was our ball to be able to score.
But you did this at Cal, I think.
I probably did it a lot, probably in high school. And probably my coaches didn't like that I was burning timeouts when jumping out of bounds.
I have a court here in my man cave, but we practice that sometimes where ball's going out of bounds and then we catch it and then we do the quick 20-second timeout there.
I wish they would bring the 20-second timeout back.
There's too many timeouts as there is, Jason. Have you ever had a timeout where you go, I got nothing to say?
Yeah. It's real simple. Like, what else can I say? Like, we can't stop their play, or yeah, you guys are rolling. I don't want to get in the way. So let's keep it going.
Is Joker in the top 10 of all time category?
I think when he's done, he could be even high as 5.
Where's Steph?
Steph is going to be in the top 5 too.
Wow.
When you talk about when he decides to retire, Steph and Joker have the opportunity to be in the top 5 all time.
Durant?
Top 10.
Okay. LeBron 2. So Mike 1.
Yes.
LeBron 2.
Yes. Kobe?
Kobe 3.
Yes.
Wow.
And then if you had to end it today, it would be Joker and Steph.
Dang. Okay. You got to take some people out. Like, are we taking Magic and Larry out of the top 10?
Yeah, they'll be in the top. They could be in the top 15. It's okay. It's all right. They're still good. They're still really good. Don't get me wrong.
Tim Duncan, top 10?
Yes.
Oh, that was a quick answer. Shaq, top 10?
Yes.
Okay. You know you're going to end up with 14 guys in the top 10.
That's okay. We just sub them in and out.
It feels like Oscar and Jerry should be together, like Magic and Larry.
Yes.
They should take up one slot.
I agree with you, DP. I think that they should take up one slot. When you talk about Magic and Larry, because of what they did for the game for us, I think they should be tied together.
When's the last time you played pickup?
That's actually when I was assistant in LA. I played pickup because Rondo needed they needed an extra body, so I thought I would jump in there, and I tore my meniscus. And it was an all bad idea. It was a great idea until that happened.
Great to talk to you again. And
I appreciate it. It's always good to see you, DP.
What do you got in the office that I would care about? Like what's over your left shoulder? The trophy, second shelf, right there. What is
this one?
Yeah,
that's the rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year.
Yes. I would say Cooper Flagg's rookie of the year trophy is way better.
It's nicer.
Very nice.
Do you know, I think I told you this. I changed my vote for Rookie of the Year that year.
Did you?
And it ended up a tie
with
you and Grant Hill.
You changed it for me or Grant?
I think I changed it for Grant.
Ah!
I think I changed it that morning. Votes had to be in. And I go, God, I'm back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Can I change it back now? Can I change it back now so you would win it?
No, I'd rather be tied with Grant. I like being tied to Grant. Grant had an incredible NBA career. But again, that year, I thought he won it, to be honest, because he had an incredible year. And he was putting up big numbers. And so when I got the call that we tied, you're the reason why we tied.
I know. You should get it half the year, and then he gets it half the year.
Shoot, he probably would keep it the whole time.
Yeah.
I couldn't put him down. But it was an honor. It was an honor.
Enjoy the offseason. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, I have one thing.
What?
Can I just say happy birthday to one of my assistant coaches, Eric Hughes. He listens and watches your show every day. Not that I don't, but I just wanted to wish him a happy birthday today.
Does Eric know about our shooting contest that you bowed out? You know, Jim Jackson didn't believe me when I told him that story. I said, I swear to God, I flew to Dallas to shoot 3-pointers against you, and you got sick during practice and went home. And Jim Jackson said that I was making it up.
No, it's true. I got scared, and I knew you were a better shooter. But I think we should settle it. I think we're both a little bit older. And
no, you're better now. No, because you learned how to shoot threes. Yeah, I have I can't get you now.
We'll do free throws.
I could get you at free throws.
Oh, I do it at the man cave. We'll do free throws.
Okay, you know who can still shoot? Reggie.
Oh, yes. I mean, when he's going to be 70, he's going to be able to still shoot.
It's amazing to watch when we've been shooting around and he just gets there and it is nothing to him to make 10 in a row.
It's incredible. The shooting, everybody has a different shot and his is different, but his is all net. And he's incredible to watch shoot too.
But nobody's close to Steph as the greatest shooter of all time.
I wouldn't say no one's close. He is number one. And there is a little space, but like Reggie, Ray, there are some great shooters that have been in this league. And the young gentleman who came in second, Knipple, is another one who can shoot it.
All right, I'll let you go. Great to talk to you again. Thanks, bud.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Jay Kidd, Hall of Famer, Mavs head coach.